Okay, investments should come from surplus. So I earned $4,000 and I basic living. I'm talking about basic living. My house, my car, maybe health insurance, maybe not even that. My dentist. I mean, there's no fancy belts. Okay, somebody gave me this belt. That's why it's spotted. Like there's zero expenses here. There's no like extra living. $4,000's not much money. I think your rent's going to be $1,500. $1,700. You got to eat. You're going to probably have another $1,500 in food and maybe some taxes, and then bang, you got a crummy life basically. Okay, you get to go to the movie, yeah, maybe not. Okay, you get to go out to dinner, no, you don't. You have a maid, ain't going to happen. No, you're cutting the yard on Saturdays, and you cannot afford a dog, a cat, and you cannot give your kid a little stuffy doll. You need to go to the thing on the weekends and grab one of those the swap meet for $1. Rather than going to Target and paying $12. Okay, you have no money. Okay, you understand? You trade time for income. You blow it all because you don't have any, and your surplus is zero. So your investment. The next line I want you guys to put is your investment line, because we're going to change this game. Now, this is what I want to change it to right here. Okay, what I want to do is I want to show you that your new target. Your target is not to make more money. Your target is to invest more money. Most of you don't want to make more money because you just spend the money. This is what Kevin O'Leary said yesterday. So we're going to make $6,000 a month now, knowing that we're going to live on $4,000. You're going to have $2,000 left over, and guess what? We're going to be broke again. The difference is we're going to put $2,000 away, and that $2,000, every $2,000. Later in the week, I'm going to show you how to get that to earn at least 10% and preferably 15 to 20 or 25%. And I'm going to show you how to do it without going into the stock market. Now watch, this is year one. We just changed our life. This $2,000 investment over here will pay me $200. Doesn't seem like much. And you have not changed the way you live your life. Year two, what do we got in year two? Or month two, month two. Month two is what? Some of you, and I had a guy named Gary Gist. Gary had no money. He was 29 years old. He had been on planet Earth as an adult for 14 years and not saved money. I showed Gary this and showed him how to save more money in 11 months than he had saved in 14 years. He had more savings and investment, okay, in 11 months than 14 years. Okay, this is month. This is 1 month. This is month one. Month two, watch what we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to earn $6,000 a year again. I'm going to spend $4,000 on my living expenses. I'm going to have $2,000 for investments. Okay, that's my surplus. I'm dumping all of surplus. Let me just write this as surplus. I'm going to dump all the surplus into an investment again. I haven't changed my standard of living. I have no money. You shouldn't have any, by the way. The gentleman that does sales for us, and he used to do the aquariums.
Jared K.
Jared, I was in the restroom just before I came out here. Jared had a great month. I said, Jared, stay broke. He's like, man, I said, reinvest all your surplus, all of it. Annie made $17,000 a couple months ago. She lives on $4,000 or $5,000. She should take the entire $12,000 surplus and never change her standard of living. What I want you guys to do is don't change the standard of living, change your wealth index, okay? Improve your wealth standards, not your standard of living. Because I'm going to pay the price for a little while so that I can pay any price in the future. Okay, this is month two, $6,000. Now I'm broke again, but I got confidence because what happened? I went out and earned, was it $6,000? Mm-hmm. Is that the example I used? I'm going to earn $6,000 again, $4,000. I'm going to put $2,000 in an investment account. It's going to earn me $200 plus the $200 that I earned on the other account. That's going to happen over a period of a year. Okay, but I got $400 going into the future. Okay, this should be in an investment vehicle where I cannot lose the money, and the $400 is going to start rolling. Watch, I get a little confidence on month three, okay, because I'm starting to do the right things with money. You're going to wake up every morning and say, dude, I'm on my way to a milli, okay? I'm on my way to put $1 million on the board. Because if you can keep doing the math here, you're going to see this is going to change really fast. And this month I go out and I make $8,000. I'm still living on $4,000. I have a surplus of $4,000. I invest the entire $4,000. I know a bunch of you in the VIP section are going to ask me, but what do I invest in? We'll talk to Sharone about that today. First thing you got to do is make it. Second thing you got to do is keep it. Third thing you got to do is multiply it. We're going to invest the entire $4,000, and now I got $200 a year plus $200 a year plus $400 a year, and I have my first $1,000 in passive income. Okay? Now remember where we started here. We started on $4,000 a month, $4,000. I just increased my income by 25%, and it's passive. I'm not earning money. This money is going to be taxed differently, and it's creating wealth. If I do this over the period of 12 months, if I have $1,000 in the first 3 months, if I multiply those 3 months times 4, that means I'm going to have somewhere between $10,000 and $12,000 if I do this repeatedly every month without ever having a big pop on my income. Okay? My standard of living has not changed, but what has changed? Okay? I have $10,000 to $12,000 of new income in year 2. That's a pretty big deal if you ask me. I got $1,000 a month coming in next year that's passive. But what's the thing that people are missing is this. I will have had about $40,000 if I'm not wrong. What am I saving a month? $2,000 the first time, $2,000, then $4,000. Was it $3,000? Something like that. Average of $3,000. I got about $40,000. I got about $40,000 in an investment account that is going to go up in value. As it goes up in value, my income, my passive income, is this too complicated? No. Does this seem a little complicated? Seems pretty simple to me, okay? So watch, let me just take you to a year. I don't want to do it over a year because you guys don't spend money over a year. You got to eat every day, right? So let's say I'm earning $80,000 a year. Average American earns about $52,000, and the reason they earn $52,000 is not because they don't work, because they work harder, they're at the wrong job, or they work for a terrible boss. It's because they're not financially motivated to go find a job that pays more money, and they don't see opportunities. Okay, Annie, we pay Annie about $60,000 a year to do her job, and then she's in this environment, and she wakes up financially, and she's like, oh my God, there's all this money around here. Absolutely. And the next thing she does, she makes 17 grand in 1 month, and she's like, oh my God, and she's motivated. Now the question is, what is she going to do when she goes from 60 grand a year to making 17,000 in 1 month? What she does with that money is going to change her life. If she blows it, her income will drop. She will not repeat the activity. Listen to what I'm telling you. When you blow your dough, okay, you stop, you don't go. You're just not going to repeat the activity because the activity, making more money, reminds her of her mistakes. So what we want her to do is I want her to live on the 5 grand that she lives on. That's cool. I don't want her to improve her standard of living. She does not deserve that yet. She has not earned, if you're taking notes, takeaways. We'll do takeaways and give away money at the end of this. She has not earned the right to change or improve her standard of living. 1 good month does not mean you need a new car, new shoes, a purse, or a massage. Okay? You don't need to go get a massage because you had a good month. Shouldn't even need one now. Shit, you ought to just want to do more of what you've been doing. This is why the wealthy get rich. How many of you know this saying? The rich get
richer.
Exactly, and the poor just stay poor. Okay, because these people do not violate money principles. This is what Kevin O'Leary was saying. Never live beyond your means. What he didn't tell you was don't improve your means until you've improved your wealth. And this is the mistake people make. See, if Annie was smart, and if Annie listens to me, she would invest the entire $12,000 and have her first investment in something illiquid. This needs to be illiquid, not liquid, not an ETF, not a stock the way Kevin was talking. We didn't have enough time, but if me and Kevin chopped it out some more, I would explain to Kevin why I don't want young people or people starting on their wealth to be in ETFs. The reason I don't want you there is I don't want you to be able to cash out of the account. I want you to make a hard bet. I want you to bet on one thing that you know will pay, okay? So you can, like the roulette wheel, black or red, black or red. What if you could bet on one color that you knew you might not be paid this time or the next time or the third time or the fourth time, but you knew for sure you'd be guaranteed to be paid?
Well, he even said yesterday that real estate was has been the best performing wealth building tool in history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he said it's also complicated and cumbersome, okay? But it really doesn't have to be cumbersome. It's just easier for him to go buy a stock. And, hey, let's face it, he's on CNBC every day, so he's got to talk about stocks. Real estate's not their only play, right? So she would earn this, she would go illiquid on an investment on this 1 month. She just did 1 month, by the way. I could make her rich on 1 month. And she would start earning 10% a year on that one score. And that's $1,200 in the first year. Second year, $2,400. Third year, $3,600. That's on 1 month of income, by the way. If she only did this once a year. If she did it every month, she would have $36,000 coming in the next year from passive income. And she would have wealth being generated. If she could multiply this 12 times, she would have $144,000 invested in the first year. I'll promise you she'll be more motivated in 2022. And she'd be on her way. How old are you, Annie? 27 years old. And when she's 37 years old, if she could do this, she would have $1.4 million invested, earning 10% a year. And with inflation, if she's in a real asset, that asset will increase in value. Depending on what's supporting that asset value, her passive income will also go up, and she's going to create more and more confidence in herself. And that's why millionaires and billionaires look different. You know, Jay-Z says, "I've never seen an ugly billionaire." They all cute. You know, look at Jeff Bezos. You look at Jeff. Go back. You got any of the pictures of Jeff back in the day when he was in that little room?
I'll get him.
And show a picture of him today getting off his $500 million yacht. The dude is more handsome than he was. Okay? So what is the point of this? Okay, let's say you're earning 80 grand a year. And let's say you $80,000 a year. And let's say you can live on 58,000 bucks. Okay? Do not change your standard of living. This is your standard of living right here. The $12,000 is surplus. Okay? And what you need to do with this surplus is do not put it in a savings account, a checking account. Do not put it in your retirement account. What I want you to do is dump the entire 100% of the $12,000. It's going to piss your wife off. The kids are going to hate your guts. And you're not going to buy a dog.
$22,000.
Okay, look at that. You tell me which Jeff looks better. Money might not make you happy, folks, but it does make you look better.
He got a little bit of a Jason Statham thing going on now, you know?
Yeah, I mean, come on. Now he can afford his Ray-Bans, got his little $550 vest on.
22,000.
What's that? What's
22,000, not 12.
Oh, is that 22,000? Excuse me. Okay, $22,000. That's surplus that becomes investment. Now you need a lot of discipline. That's the word that Kevin O'Leary used all day yesterday. Discipline, 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 discipline. He said, never know your nut. 58,000 is your nut. Who told you guys to improve your standard of living? See, this is why I am where I am today because of discipline. I'm extremely disciplined on how I use money and how the people around me, to be honest, use money. Like I know what we're spending money on. Why do we do that? We didn't need to do that. Okay? And in the beginning, I was actually considered a mooch, cheap, tight, scarcity. You got a scarcity complex. But it wasn't. My scarcity complex wasn't because of my spending. It was because of my thinking. Just because you're cheap when you spend money, okay? If you find a place to buy the same quality hat for less, buy it, okay? But smart money does this. You know what? Rather than buying an NFL hat, I'm going to buy the 10X hat. I'm going to put my brand on my hat. Now I can write it off.